Hi, Nicholas. Thank you for coming here today. I just want to say thank you for coming to the presentation and presenting that for us as well. Was it last week?
Yes.
So thank you for that. So I've got a few questions for you, a few follow-ups regarding the presentation you gave. But before we get started, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself for those that don't know you?
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, my name is Nicholas Heller, and I am a senior research scientist working at Mantrose-Haeuser. Been working there for 3.5 years at this point, and I do work on sustainable coatings for food packaging. I gave a talk on a few of our products last week. We offer many such products, but I specifically talked about the biopolymer versions of these products, which, by the way, is called Verticoat. That's our product line that I'm involved with.
Okay. So I'm going to get on the questions now. So the first one is, how do you think your research could contribute to a more sustainable future for the planet, and what steps can we take as individuals to support this?
Yes. So in my research and my team's research, our research, what we hope to do is decrease the amount of single-use plastic throughout the waste stream. These coatings are supposed to impart water and grease resistance on paper-based food packaging, and so in these circumstances, these packages could be more easily recycled after they've served their purpose, or at least they could be composted, unlike polyolefin-based materials. And I'm not claiming that we can eliminate the polyolefins altogether. What I am saying is that we could reduce their amount within the waste stream.
Okay, so the second question I have is, how big an impact do you think sustainable food packaging can have on the US market in the next 10 years, let's say?
I think it's only going to get bigger, and that's because I think this is a generational trend. Millennials like myself and Generation Z, and I think younger generations that as they get older, will find this to be increasingly important because it's a problem that we just cannot avoid. It's only going to get worse unless we do something about it. And what we hope is that this is a market-based solution in addressing that problem.
So what do you think Europe has to learn from work being done in the US market?
Well, one example I think is testing standards regarding repulpability and recyclability of paper. The European Union, to my knowledge, uses a certain Italian standard in which the conditions for repulping are much more severe than in the U.S. And the reason why it's more severe is because the coating residues, which I called referred to as stickies in the presentation, and that's an official term. I'm not making it up. It's the diameters of these residues are smaller and therefore are more difficult to screen out. But the U.S. standard, which is done by the Fiberbox Association, actually leads to these residues being larger and therefore easier to filter out. I think that is a one direct or a more immediate solution in that respect.
And fourth question is, will sustainable coatings be able to replace all areas of the current coating industry?
That is a great question. I mean that will depend on the supply and demand, obviously. And so if we were to reduce our single-use plastics, is there enough supply of sustainable coating to make up for that demand? I think right now, no, because the capacity just is not there. Can that capacity be increased? Yes, but that could be because of a change in infrastructure in equipment and infrastructure down the road, and that's going to take time.
Mm. So will you be organizing any follow-ups, events or discussions on this topic in the future?
I think time will tell. I mean, there's a lot of new products, new results happening all the time in our group. So I anticipate that within a year or so, yeah, I could definitely see new presentations with even new products and new results to discuss. So I think this is only the beginning.
So just in a little bit of time then, develop the information a little bit more. Well, thanks for all the questions I have for you today. So thank you for coming. I'm sure you're very busy. So thank you for taking the time, and hopefully I'll see you again.